This is ANN News Brief.
Governments across Africa are teaming up with technology giants including Facebook and WhatsApp to fight misinformation on social media platforms about coronavirus. South Africa has launched a coronavirus information service on WhatsApp. The country has the highest number of infections in Africa with more than 1,300 confirmed cases. Nigerian health officials are partnering with the messaging service owned by Facebook to send push notifications to users with advice on symptoms and how to avoid infection. The Nigeria Center for Disease Control, NCDC, is also getting free ad space on Facebook for outreach about the pandemic, a benefit available to public health authorities in 11 other countries and around the world. Some governments, like Kenya and South Africa, are resorting to punitive measures. At least 2 men were arrested in Kenya for publishing false information on Twitter about the virus. South Africa introduced a law in March that makes sharing malicious falsehoods about the virus punishable by up to 6 months in jail. Malawi has reported 3 index cases of COVID-19. Until now, Malawi was among a few countries on the continent yet to report a case. President Peter Mutharika announced the index cases in an address to the nation on Thursday. He said the 3 cases were in the capital Lilongwe, and it involves a 61-year-old woman who had recently traveled to India to visit her relatives. The other 2 cases are her domestic worker and a relative. Meanwhile, Zambia Health Minister Chitalu Chifuya said on Thursday the country has recorded its first death from coronavirus. The number of confirmed cases in Zambia has risen to 39. The minister said the patient had an underlying chronic respiratory disorder and a history of travel to South Africa. He also had contact with some cohorts who also traveled to high-risk countries. Africa now has at least 6,400 confirmed coronavirus cases. 50 countries are infected, while 4 are virus-free. More than 500 patients have recovered and 232 have died from the disease. We'll be right back.
Whether in your house, at your office, on your phone or online, we are there. We have the facts behind the headlines. We cut to the chase with the news you really need. We cover every angle. We are the bigger, better news network. We are African News Network. ANN. Watch ANN News on MITV from a truly African spirit.
South Africa says its ports remain open to all types of cargo. The Department of Transport said in a notice shared by the South African Maritime Safety Authority on its website that essential goods are being prioritized where possible. The notice contradicts communications from port authorities last week that said South Africa's bulk terminals will shut for the duration of a 21-day nationwide lockdown to contain the spread of coronavirus. The government has now decided that all cargo will be accepted for loading and offloading to ensure a functional supply chain across all ports. South Africa has the highest number of coronavirus cases in sub-Saharan Africa, and the government is worried that infection rates could get out of hand if the virus starts spreading rapidly in the country's poor and overcrowded townships. Health Minister Zweli Mkhize says hundreds of thousands of coronavirus tests will be conducted to understand the true number of infections and halt their spread. That is ANN News Brief at 11. For details on these and other breaking stories, visit our website, annafrica.news. Conversation continues on our social media platforms, Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook at ANN Africa TV. I'm Lucy Adeyemi.